Happy Wednesday, guys. It is Wellness Wednesday, and I am LT. I'm LT, your guide to self discovery and healing and transformation. As a 300-hour yoga instructor, energy healing empowerment coach, I am here to help you grow, heal, and flourish. Empowered Wellbeing, we're not just a brand, we're also a community and a path to growing, healing, and flourishing. So, guys, last minute, I decided that I wanted to switch gears on what we were going to talk about tonight. I initially wanted to really talk about how emotional instability kind of really shows up within the body, right? And then all of a sudden, God was just kind of like, absolutely not. I want you to talk about something else. And I shifted gears like last minute tonight, and I really want to talk about self-limiting beliefs. And so often we get so stuck, right, in self-limiting beliefs within ourselves that we just do not realize how it's truly impacting us, right, and how we show up in the world. And it really impacts us tremendously, right? Sometimes we want to apply for the job, but we want to apply for the job because we have so many self-limiting beliefs within ourselves, right? You really want to talk to your boss about the promotion, but you are afraid. And why are you afraid to talk to your boss about the possible promotion, right? So I really want to be able to help you dive a little bit deeper tonight in regards to your self-limiting beliefs and how it shows up and impacts you in the world. So we ask, where do some of our self-limiting beliefs start from? Sometimes they start from our childhood, right? It takes one person to drop a negative nugget in our mind, and that festers within us over the years, over and over again. You know, somebody says, "Oh, well, no, that's a stupid idea. Why would you want to do that when you grow up?" And you believe that, and not really realizing that that is really a part of your journey and who you're supposed to be and show up in this world. So sometimes it does come from, unfortunately, childhood issues where we are deposited different self-limiting beliefs about ourselves. The next one, of course, is life events, right? Sometimes it's our life events that kind of happen. Sometimes you can go through a divorce, and it's one thing that you kind of keep with you, and you think to yourself, like, oh my God, I'll never find anybody else. Well, guess what? That's a self limiting belief that you have about yourself, that you will never ever find anybody else. And is that belief accurate? I don't think that is accurate. I think it's something that you program and you tell yourself that you'll never find anybody else. Or I mean, it's just all type of major life events that kind of come up. You know, you may lose a job and you may think like, oh God, I'll never be able to find another job. Well, that's not also accurate either. Again, it's another self-limiting belief that you have about yourself. The next one is, of course, we compare ourselves to others. Listen, comparison is a thief, correct? I have to tell you this. We compare ourselves, we look at other people and what other people are doing and how they're doing it. But guess what? That's not what God intended for your life. So you have to stop comparing yourself to others, because that also creates more self limiting beliefs about yourself. The next one, of course, is a lack of role models. Sometimes we just do not have enough people in our circle, right, to kind of help push and pull us into the right direction. Like, check your circle. Like, who do you have in your inner core circle that can help you when those self-limiting beliefs come up? Like, who do you have in your core circle that's going to be able to help you come out of that self-limiting thoughts and beliefs? And fear of failure, that's a huge one. We instantly automatically tell ourselves how things are going to be, how they're going to end. And we don't even know, in fact, but that self limiting belief that may have, again, started from childhood. It may have started from the failed relationship. It may have started from comparing ourselves to others. We see how other people are growing and blossoming in their businesses. And then we instantly doubt ourselves in something that we know that we should be doing and how we should be showing up in the world. And then also, I feel like judgment from others. I think that's a huge one. So often we want to do things, but the limiting belief kind of steps in because we fear what other people are going to say. We fear what other people are going to think about us. And I don't think that that's fair either. I think that, you know, everybody is entitled to have their own life, but we do fear what other people have to say about us and different things that we might want to do in life. You may want to get up and you may want to relocate from your hometown, and you won't because you fear what other people have to say about the decision that you're going to make. So let's talk about how they show up in our identity and in our lives as well. So it will undermine our confidence, right? So often we will have low self esteem. It will necessarily create doubt within us and the potential to hinder our goals and things that we really want to achieve in life. And that confidence is a big piece, right? Because confidence, it exudes when you walk into a room. But when you have self limiting beliefs, it will completely diminish all of the confidence that you have within yourself. And a lot of times people can pick up on when we have low self-esteem and low confidence, they can instantly see it. So how do you have to be able to make sure that that self-limiting belief is not impacting your confidence and your self-esteem about yourself, and you know that you deserve what it is that you really want to be able to go after. We have limited ambitions, of course. Again, it goes back to, you know, you really want to apply for that job and you will not apply for that job, or you know you really want to pursue certain things and you will not do it because of your worthiness inside. I can remember so many times over the years, you know, when I worked for another trucking company in Jacksonville, right? I had so many freaking limiting beliefs about myself. And it really wasn't until I really stepped outside of my comfort zone and leaving what was comfort for me that I was able to really start believing into myself. In my current company where I work at, I don't have a problem with talking to my directors or my vice presidents about anything, right? Because I know that I can show up and I know that I can do the job. And they'll tell you, like, I don't have a problem picking up a phone and calling and asking any questions. If it's something that I want to do, I'm just going to ask, because I now believe that I am a good employee, right? I know that I can do whatever I really want to do within my company. And I know that I'll do a great job at it, right? Because I truly believe within myself that I am a capable employee. Sometimes procrastination will come up in being able to make your decisions too, right? And a lot of that is self-limiting beliefs. You really want to start the business, but you won't start the business because you are too afraid. And it's, again, it's a self-limiting belief. And it also, and so you will procrastinate in making your decisions. And that procrastination does lead to assassination. You will not execute and get things done until you fully stop procrastinating and learn how to just make your own decisions, and don't worry about what somebody else thinks about it. Even in myself right now with what I'm building, right? I have to be able to not procrastinate. I have to be able to make my own decisions and not feel like I have to consult this person or that person. I have to be able to do it on my own and not necessarily wait on anybody else to tell me or validate my ideas, right? I also realize that self-limiting beliefs, this is a huge one. It puts a strain on relationships. I'm gonna keep it real. Sometimes we go into relationships and we have this vision of what we want a relationship to look like. We want this fancy man to do this and to do that, this fancy girl to do this and do that. But then, do you truly believe at the core of your being in yourself that you can maintain and cultivate a truly a healthy relationship? And I do feel like it puts a huge strain in our relationships. And what happens is that we'll start off in these relationships pretty good, and all of a sudden like something happens, right? And all of you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Well, what belief do you have about yourself in that relationship? Did you believe that you really can maintain it and cultivate a healthy relationship, right? We'll go in, and a lot of times it's not just intimate relationships, it's also business dynamics too, right? You want to be able to go in to have this most thriving business, but then it's also putting a strain on your partnerships and you being able to collaborate with other people. Well, that also comes from a self-limiting belief within yourself. Do you truly believe yourself, and what do you believe yourself to be true? What do you really believe? And again, I say it can put a huge strain on relationships where your partner is kind of like, I don't know what's going on. Well, guess what? There's some doubt and belief that are within you. And sometimes that comes from like other failed relationships. How do you navigate through all of your relationships, right? Or do you take those core beliefs with you to each and every last relationship that you go to? I think also creating a negative mindset, that's a huge one. And we will stay in these vicious cycles of what we think something to be, and that is not always the accuracy of it. So, changing that negative mindset is a huge one. I personally feel we have failures of disappointments over the years. And again, those negative things, they consistently ruminate and they play over and over and over in our minds. And it really impacts us in regards to how we're showing up. So, how do we cancel self limiting beliefs? One is being able to identify that self limiting belief that you have within yourself. What is it that you told yourself? How do you identify it? What is the reoccurring challenge that keeps coming up for you over and over again, right? Being able to identify it to say, okay, well, no, let me pinpoint this. This is preventing me from being able to take the leap of faith to apply for that job that I really want to apply to. And why is it that that fear and that limiting belief is there? Did somebody tell me that I wouldn't be good enough for this job or this position? The power of self awareness. This is a huge one. I think once you really cultivate self-awareness within yourself, you're able to see when those triggers and those wounds kind of come up that is preventing you from being able to step fully into your purpose and who you are meant to be, right? And the power of self-awareness, it is magical because it helps us in our relationships. It also helps us like in our personal lives. It helps us in our businesses. It helps us within our family dynamics because sometimes we just don't understand like why we're being triggered about certain things. You can rewrite your narrative, right? You have to be able to start reprogramming yourself to be able to say, okay, what is it and what do I need to change within myself so I can start becoming who I want to become so I can rewrite and diminish this self-limiting belief that I have about myself. And you have to really learn how to cultivate self-compassion for yourself. That is a huge one. I think so often we beat ourselves up because we might make a mistake with something, and I don't think that that's fair to yourself, right? Being able to, truly, this helps you grow in your journey, being able to have self compassion for yourself. This is a huge one for me, is surrounding yourself with positivity. My friend group, when I tell you if I'm having a moment, my friend group, they pick me up. They pick me up and trust and believe. I still have my moments, even though I've been on this healing journey for a while. My friend group is dynamic. They are amazing. If I have moments, they don't have any problems picking me back up. They say, like, hey, girl, no. And we motivate and we encourage each other. And I have not always been able to have that. But in this season of my life, I'm so thankful for my current friend group because I do really surround myself with a lot of positive people, and you become who you interact with. I believe that very, very strongly. What is your friend circle like, right? How they operate within the world. Are they really showing up for themselves? Or are they Debbie Downers, right? By the time you get off of a phone call, you like a battery and you're drained. What is your friend circle like? How are you guys motivating and inspiring each other within your friend circle? Are you truly surrounding yourself with people that's going to truly uplift you and support you when those self-limiting beliefs come up? Because if one comes up for me, my friends are quick, like, let's bring it back, girl. Let's bring this back. I don't want you thinking this way. And I truly appreciate that in this season. The next one, of course, is going to be mind-body connection. That's a huge one. When you are in balance and you are in line, it helps give you a different level of resilience against self-limiting beliefs. So again, creating some type of mind-body connection, that could be meditation, holistic living, yoga. It helps ground and center you, and it brings you back to the present moment when you're having those self-limiting beliefs. And I will honestly tell you, since really implementing a true lifestyle of wellness, I can tell a difference within myself, how I'm showing up. I have less moments of self limiting beliefs. And again, like I say, sometimes they do come up. However, I am more self aware. And of course, implementing that life of wellness, it really helps me in regards to, being able to tackle my self limiting beliefs when they come up. And I wanted to leave you guys with a few affirmations, of course, and these really, really kind of stuck with me when I was looking for them to kind of share with you guys. It says, my potential is limitless. I am capable of achieving great things. My thoughts create my reality. I choose thoughts that empower me. And that is a huge one because whatever you think it, so are you. So if you are consistently thinking that things are not going to work out the way you want them to work out, then that's what exactly will happen. You are creating your reality each and every day that you wake up and your feet hit the floor. Thank God you're here today. So just remember that everything that you think, it comes into your reality. It's certain times now I could instantly think of something and it instantly kind of pops up. So know that whatever you're thinking, make sure that your garden is you are planting seeds of positivity. You're planting seeds of happiness and love within your garden. And those are the things that will show up in your life. I promise that they will. My worth is inherent. I do not need approval from others. That is a huge one. Again, I think we look for external validation from other people in so many different ways. And other people should not be there to validate us, right? We should be able to be whole within ourselves to know exactly like how we're showing up in the world. We don't need validation from nobody. Telling people about it. My potential is limitless, and I am capable of achieving great things. Know that you are greatness, and I promise that you are, even in your moments of doubt, when you do not feel that you are greatness, know that you are greatness. And lastly, I release the need for perfection and embrace my journey of growth. I just told a girlfriend of mine today, I said, I am not like worried about being perfect in any of this, right? I think so often like we look for perfection because we see so many people that's like in the world. We think that they're perfect, but they're really not perfect. They have their own struggles too, right? Things that they're kind of getting over and that they're fighting through. So I think the need for perfection is a huge one because sometimes feeling like we have to be perfect with something, it will delay us. It will consistently delay us. And we think that it has to be perfect. You know, sometimes even when I'm doing like my yoga content, I'm like, well, it doesn't look like this or it doesn't look like that. And my friends are like, girl, please. So again, I say having the need to be perfect and just embrace your journey of growth is like so important. And the things that you think are perfect, it really doesn't even matter. It's just about showing up right and doing the work. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out our upcoming classes that we have. We have some live virtual yoga classes on Thursday nights starting next week. And I think the schedule is out like all the way to like the end of December. We also have a self-worth workshop that's coming up as well. So check that out too in our link in our bio. And we look forward to seeing you next week. I have some great people that are coming up in the coming weeks to join us in our lives, just my friends. And we're just going to have like a sit down girl talk, just how we talk on the phone and we laugh and we have a great time with each other. So I can't wait to bring them up in a few weeks. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And you guys have a great night.